The AFE Magnum FORCE Stage 2 intake will appeal to the 2017 to 2019 6.2 liter powered F-250 or F-350 Super Duty owner who's looking for form and function in one easy package. With its oversized high-flow filter and unique design, this is an all-inclusive intake that will net you more power and better response without the need to tune your truck. A big engine like the 6.2 needs a lot of air, and the more cooler air you can give it, the better it's gonna be. And nobody does additional airflow quite like advanced flow engineering, known to most of us as AFE. And this intake will give you some serious airflow. The heat shield in this kit mates up to the bottom section of your factory airbox, so it can still pull in that cool air from outside of the truck. Now you can leave this open at the top as it comes here for some additional airflow, or you can grab the lid that AFE sells separately if you want to fully enclose the filter for lower intake air temperatures. But as you see it here, it's open on the top to allow for more airflow. Now you do get a bit of weather stripping to go around the outer edge of this to help seal it off and keep some unwanted engine bay heat out. But again, it is going to flow more because it is a bit more open on the top. So this will be able to feed a ton of cooler air to the oversized air filter. And this thing is huge. It's a 7.5 inch tall, 360 degree dry filter. AFE calls it their Pro Dry S. Now this is oil free, hence the dry part of the name, which means low maintenance for you. And it is reusable as well. So unlike your stock air filter, you can just clean this off and put it right back in. Now AFE claims 99.2% efficiency from this thing. And given the size of it, I'd say that's probably pretty accurate. There's a huge amount of surface area here with the height and these deep pleats too. Plus you've got this little section up top, which most factory filters are not going to have. So this will flow a lot more air than your factory standard setup. And that air is then routed to the large diameter aluminum intake tube. Now like the rest of the kit, this promotes better airflow thanks to it being totally smooth on the inside. So there's no disruption in airflow like there is with a stock accordion fitting. But the best part here is that because this is aluminum, you get a lot more resonance, which means you're going to get a lot more intake sound, especially because you've got that big old filter here. And that's great because it is relatively subdued at partial throttle. It basically sounds like it did completely stock, but when you put your foot in it, you get to hear the 6.2 roar. Now all this adds up to better response and a little bit more power for you. Now don't go expecting huge power gains out of just bolting on an intake, but you should still feel a difference in both power and how your truck responds once you've got this installed. Now how much will depend on what else you have done to your truck, plus a number of other environmental type factors. And as I always say, even though a tune is not required with this setup, if you want to make the most of it, a tune is definitely the way to go. The intake tubing and the airbox are made from 18 gauge aluminum that has been powder coated this wrinkle black for good looks and corrosion protection. The filter is made using a 3-layer synthetic media and features progressive layering, so each of those 3 subsequent layers gets more and more dense to provide excellent filtering, efficiency, and dust holding. And since this is dry, again, maintenance is simple. The filter also features a flexible polyurethane coupling for easy installation too, and we'll talk more about install in a moment. Pricing comes in at about $475, which makes this one of the more premium options in the market. And while the price tag is not exactly small, you are getting a lot for your money here, and it should make a noticeable difference in how your truck drives. It may also save you on maintenance costs in the long run since this is cleanable and reusable, and for all those reasons, I think it's a great buy. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 1 hour to complete. Now this is a totally bolt-on setup that doesn't require any permanent modifications to your truck. That makes this a job that pretty much anyone can complete at home. And we're going to walk you through that process right now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop and get to it.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, a 1/4 inch socket, 7 and 8 millimeter sockets, a pair of angle cutters, and a pair of needle nose pliers. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing an intake on our F-250, but before we get started we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory setup, and we'll see you when you get back.
First things first, let's look at the driver's side of our factory tubing. We have 2 hoses we need to disconnect. We have one up top here that has a hose clamp on it and one that has a quick disconnect. The quick disconnect, you're just going to push up on that gray locking tab to unlock and pull straight off. For the clamp, you'll need a pair of pliers, and you're basically going to pinch the top of it and pull back on the hose. There you go, just like that. Next, we're going to grab a swivel socket, 7 millimeter, on an extension in my impact gun. You can also use a flathead, it's just a little bit of a tight space here. We're going to loosen up the clamp connecting the tubing to the throttle body. Next up, a little bit more to the left from that clamp here is a hose clip. Now that's just connecting the black plastic to the breather line hoses right underneath of it. So grab a panel removal tool, We're gonna pry up underneath of this clip where it connects to the plastic tubing, and we're just gonna snap it off. Next up, next to your filter, right next to where the fender connects to that filter there are two 8mm bolts holding this guy on. Grab your extension and 8 socket and get those off. All right, once they're loose, go back in there and get them. All right, at this point, pull out the hose tubing from the factory throttle body, lift up on the air box, and you can set the entire unit aside. Next up, let's get these 2 bolts off that hold this bracket on that was attached to the factory air box. Grab a 10mm socket and get those 2 bolts out. All right, set this aside.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we have our factory setup off, it's time to get our new intake ready to get onto the truck. So we've got our new upper box here, and we're gonna need to install some weather strip sealing around the top edge. Now this is very easy. It's got a metal ribbed insert that we're just gonna line up on the corners and just run this all the way down. Just gonna pop this in like so. You wanna give it a good push so it seats properly. You can do a hard 90 with this, like so. Get all these corners. Now optionally, you could cut this at every corner and run straight pieces all the way around. It's totally fine, it's up to you. And once you get to the end, we're gonna cut off any excess we have, so we'll grab our angle cutters and trim this down. So now we're gonna mark out where we need to trim, just using our finger. We'll pull this back a bit. We'll grab our angle cutters. Now you wanna use something that can cut through metal, because like I mentioned before, the insert on this is metal, so regular scissors just won't do it. Trim that down. Let's seat it one final time. All right, so now we can install our new upper section of our box. So we're gonna slide this in and make sure all of our tabs line up. We want this to seat fully, like so. Then we're gonna lock this in place using our factory flip tabs. Those are gonna go right into those holes. Lock right down into place. Now we're gonna set our filter into our air box. We're not gonna put it into our mounting hole just yet. I'm just gonna set it in place. And we're gonna keep our clamp with it, so we'll just set that on it. Just have that ready to go when we install the rest of our setup. Next, we're gonna install our provided coupler onto our throttle body. You wanna make sure you get your provided clamp onto your coupler first. This on. Sometimes they're a little tricky at first. Get that in place. Get this on. You wanna make sure not to pinch or crease coupler. While we're right here, we're gonna set our other clamp on for our intake tube. You may need to loosen these up just a hair, so we're gonna grab our 8mm socket to do so. Get that on. You want to remember to place your screws for your clamps in an accessible position. Now we're gonna get our filter through our hole in our box. Get that pushed all the way through. And we're gonna reinstall our provided clamp onto our filter end. And we've got our intake tube. Slide that into our filter. And we're not gonna tighten that down just yet. We're gonna get it into our throttle body as well. So make sure this kind of holds position. Line this up. Get everything seated. And we'll come back and start tightening our clamps. Now we're gonna grab our 8mm socket on our ratchet and start tightening down our clamps. We're gonna start with our filter clamp. Then we can get our 2 throttle body clamps. Okay, so since our model is a 2018 and we don't use this vent tube on the passenger side, we're gonna grab our provided plug, get that over this tube, and push that all the way in, like so. Next, we're gonna install our quick connect adapter to our PCV line. So the side of the connector with this ridge go into our factory quick connect, like so. We're gonna grab our adapter hose, We're gonna put a clamp over that, get that onto our adapter. So, you wanna grab another clamp. We're gonna get this onto our intake tube. Now we're gonna install our adapter to our vent line here. Smooth end is gonna go into this side. Grab our needle nose pliers, loosen this clamp, push that in. Now for the other side, grab our hose, get this onto the barbed fitting. Get our clamp over there. We'll grab one more clamp, get that onto this vent line here. Now we'll get this hose to our intake tube. This is going to be a little tight at first. So now we're going to tighten our clamps down with our 1/4 inch socket on our impact. And we can do the same thing for our other line. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our AFE Magnum FORCE Stage 2 cold air intake with Pro Dry S filter and black finish for your 17 to 19 6.2 liter F-250 and F-350 Super Duty. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-250, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.